Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'd like to begin this lesson by giving all glory, all honor, and all praises unto Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem
Kodash. Giving double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of great milestone, surely do we well. And as always, we'd like to say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Alright, a couple of brothers here gathered together from the house of Yahushai. Come, brother.
Isaiah.
I'm the brother Marshall. Coming to you again with another part of what now is our 3-part series detailing, is it wrong or is it right? Is it a righteous thing to want to see the fall of your enemies and to even wish for it? And again, as we said in the first 2 parts, the answer is no. Right?
Is that righteous? And yes, the answer is yes. Is that righteous?
Sorry, the answer is
okay.
The answer is yes, it is righteous, and the answer is no, it is not unrighteous to want to see the fall of your enemies. Right? So now we discussed in the earlier parts the fact that it's according to the law, it is a righteous thing. Yahweh wants it, Yahweh Shai wants it, the Chakadash, the angels want it, the prophets want it. And we would have even went into going into the prophets wanting it. There were specific scenarios in which you see specific prophets wishing for the downfall of their enemies. Right? We even went into the second part as well, what our enemies did. So now, in this 3rd part, we aim to discuss that not only do people that dwell in the earth want to see the fall of our enemies, but even the earth, by extension, creation as well, wants to see the fall of our enemies, as well as even the heathens, because our enemies, chiefly the nation of Esau and Edom, is hated by all the heathens at this point, and they hate each other. So yes, they even want to see each other fall. They can even come to agreement and consensus that yeah, all of them hate us and all of them want us down. But there's infighting amongst themselves, that they even want to put down each other as well.
Because it's pride against pride.
Can.
Right? Most proud against proud.
Can. Now if you could give me to start the earth, by extension, creation. Because again, even the earth has a beef with this man. Verse 18, Revelation 11, verse 18.
Revelation 11 and 18, it says that the nations were angry. And thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, unto the saints, and them that fear thy name.
Exactly, so again, their reward is to see their enemies put down. Right?
In Psalms 91st chapter.
Right.
Only
Even
with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Even Brother Kazak would have bring it out in the last video we did. It will be in Psalms the 58th chapter as well. It's a reward. Yeah, it's a reward to see for a righteous man to see the fall of his enemy. Go ahead.
And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
So there's a group of people today who are in charge or responsible for the destruction of the earth that we see on the face of the earth today. That man, if you didn't know, his name is Esau Edom. If you could give me a second, Ezra 15 verse 6.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, reading at verse 6. It says, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
And who is the wicked one? Who is the border of wickedness? Esau, Edom, Malachi 1 and verse 4. Go ahead.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled. And as a result of their works being fulfilled, what does that mean for the earth? Well, the earth is now suffering. If you could give me Isaiah 24 verse 5.
Isaiah 24, reading verse 5. The earth also is defiled. So that defiled Chanaf, to be profaned. Chanap.
Yeah.
Chanap, to be profaned, be defiled, be polluted, be corrupt, be polluted.
Pollution.
Be godless.
Ooh, godless
to make
as well.
profane, cause to be defiled.
Exactly.
Listen. In the moral sense, to soil.
Right, the earth has been soiled, solid, destroyed, and utterly be put in a current state and vibration of shit because of the people who dwell therein. Again, the earth is defiled under the inhabit. Oh, sorry, you can't read it. Sorry.
Earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Right, the ones who currently rule the earth, Job 9:24. Go ahead.
Because they have transgressed the laws, they changed the ordinances, broke the everlasting covenant.
Exactly. The people who currently rule the earth do not rule it according to the ways of the Heavenly Father. Again, when you go through the law, the Lord Yahweh constantly warned us about the ways in which we live our lives, and that we should live our lives according to the law. Because if not, the land would what? Spew you out. So the earth and the lands in the earth are fully aware of what the inhabitants of the earth are doing, and as a result, it's about to spew them out. Right? If you give me 2 Ezra 11 from verses 38, Babu Kasha.
2 Ezra 11, reading from verse 38, it says, Hear thou, and I will talk with thee. The highest shall say unto thee, Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world?
So the fourth beast, the last kingdom in the four kingdoms which were ordained to reign the world before the kingdom of the Israelites would ensue forever. Go ahead. Daniel chapter 2, Daniel chapter 7. Go ahead.
That the end of their times might come through them.
Right. And so they themselves are going to bring about their own end. Right. And this fourth beast, again speaking of the Roman Empire, and this time the Roman revived empire, which is manifested through America largely today. Go ahead. America being the new Rome. Go ahead.
And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past,
right,
and had great power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression.
Which we see going on again today. Right?
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit.
Coming up to 250 years this coming 4th of July. Right?
For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hate the peaceable. Thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm.
Deforestation. Go ahead.
Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also had looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful clothes, nor all thy vain body.
So your whole kingdom gone,
that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
So even the earth is hoping to see the judgment of you all. So the earth wants revenge for the things that the current dwellers and inhabitants and tenants that currently occupy the earth and run it are currently doing on it. Because what the earth is suffering, again, that Revelation 11:18 makes mention of it, them that destroy the earth. If you give Isaiah 14 and read from verse 17.
Isaiah 14 from 17, it says that made the world.
In fact, we could read.
I'll read 12 and 17.
Yeah,
it said, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Which speaks in this context, right? Speaks to who? Today, the Edomites, the enlightened ones on the left hand side who dwell in the earth today, being the chief of those nations, right? Sorry, the chief of the Edomites, right? The heads of the Edomites. Isaiah 47 with the if I could get that real quick, trying to remember the word. Stargazers, monthly prognosticators. Let me see. Trusted in thy wickedness, thy wisdom. Right, stand now with thine enchantments, Isaiah 47 and 12. And with the multitude of thy sorceries wherein thou was labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to prevail. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, that now the astrologers, stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So we understand the people who currently ruling the earth today are the witches and warlocks, the heads of the nation of Esau and Edom. Go ahead.
Son of the morning, How art thou cut down to the ground, which shouldest weaken the nations? Jump into 17. That made the world a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoner.
Right, but what made the world a wilderness? If you could go into that word wilderness, and we see what it says. Goes into the Hebrew word madaba, right? Wilderness, pasha, uninhabited land, right? Wilderness, large tracts of wilderness, right? So just look up things like deforestation and see what they're saying is air pollution is at an all-time high. CO2, carbon dioxide emissions, all-time high. Talking shit about the glaciers melting, global warming, right? Chemtrails. Who destroying the earth and who responsible for this? You all, the ones who run it, right? You're running the earth into shit, and the earth is fully aware of this. Now, if you could go back up to verse 12 to verse 7,
Isaiah.
7 to 8.
Isaiah 4 from verse 7, it says the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth into singing.
Right, so you see now this vision, it started with what? The whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. Why? Go ahead.
Yeah, the fruit trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid no fell. Since thou art laid down.
Since thou art laid down. So since you were put down and were defeated, right?
No fella is come up against us.
No fella is come up against us. When you go into a fella, it goes into what? Someone who is tasked with cutting down and chopping down trees. Think a lumberjack, right? So these people are, even go to it. Go ahead. Verse 9.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Exactly, because what? Hell being what? The grave. Death. Death is literally glad to meet you all and is expecting you all and is what? Anticipating the day in which you will fill the graves. Right? Because what? Because now that leads into what? Not only is the earth awaiting for your judgment, but also creation by extension. Animals and everything else in creation is waiting to see the judgment of you all. Even the creation of hell and death is waiting to meet you all. Go ahead.
It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Now if you could give me Romans chapter 8 and go from verse 19.
Romans 8 from verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature,
the thing that was created,
waited for the manifestation of the sons of power.
So the revealing of the sons of power, right, which will come at yours destruction and at yours expense. When the enemies who currently rule the earth are put down, somebody needs to replace them and to go back in the seat that they were removed from. Who's that? The sons of God. Right, go ahead.
For the creation was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope.
Right, so all are we right now subject to vanity and subject unto these mortal bodies, right? But we subjected in hope. What? Yet is their hope filled of immortality. Go ahead.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of power.
Right.
For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Until now, because what? The where shall I say, from the days of John the Baptist till now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence,
and the
violent take it by force. Who's the violent one? Esau, Edom, John 11 verse 48. If we let this man thus alone, then the Romans shall come and take away both our place or dominion and our kingdom. I believe is how it was listed, right? So we know who the violent ones are, and creation in totality and together is waiting to see the judgment of you all. Why? Because you all are the ones that are oppressing everybody, right?
And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to wit the redemption of our body.
And what to wit? The redemption of our body, right? So now we understand that the earth, and by extension creation as well, is waiting to see the judgment and hoping for the vengeance and praying for the vengeance of you all, right? To be delivered on you all on behalf of us. Now, who else is asking for this, and who else is wishing for this, and who else is hoping for this? The rest of the nations as well. If you could give me Isaiah 14 verses 16 now.
Isaiah 14 verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
It's speaking of the rest of the nations.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?
And did shake kingdoms, but whose kingdoms did this man shake? Because again, the kingdoms that he would have had to shake would be the ones that were set up directly before him, being what? The Assyrian Babylonian kingdom and the Medo-Persian kingdom, right? And any other kingdom that existed even after that.
And the kingdoms
right?
are the
think about
the kingdoms are the earth today, right? Because you have the Moabite Empire trying to establish itself. And firmly establish itself, in my opinion. They're just looking for the opportunity to oust Babylon. You have the Elamite kingdom trying to come up into power. Right?
Russia, yeah.
All of these kingdoms trying to come up into power, but you being a hindrance unto them.
It is, as I say, Moab started, then the Chinese dynasty. All them people get put down and oppressed. Why? Because Esau is the sword of the Lord. He was the one who had the power to do it. Think Genesis 27. Only 2 nations was blessed to do the things that Esau doing right now, which is what? To have complete control of the whole compass and face of the earth. Jacob and Esau. And right now Jacob not sitting down in the power seat. So who else would you hate? If every nation in the earth want what it is was blessed and was given unto Jacob and Esau, which is total control of the earth, and right now Jacob not sitting down on the throne, well, who else are gonna have to hate? They're gonna have to hate the king, because all of them wish to be in the seat. All of them wish to wear the crown, right? All of them envious of this man. If you could give me it, Obadiah 1:7. Also, like you want to know? Very good.
Obadiah 1:7.
Yeah.
Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
They were at peace with thee. So if they were at peace with thee, if by the time this prophecy has to play out, they're saying they were at peace with thee, that means that is no longer the case. So now it's time for war. And we know these nations were in league with you all. Psalms 83, we brought it out in the last video. So if they were in league with you all, by the time all of this is done, every man gonna be pointing fingers at you, right? Where it is, this one, when you read, is Ezekiel 38? Not Ezekiel 38. I believe, yeah, Ezekiel 38. With the confederation of nations, Gog, Magog, and all these nations. Ezekiel 38, right? There's a conglomerate of nations, a coalition of nations set to come against the chief of the nation of Esau and Edom, the capital city, Bozrah, Isaiah 63, which is America today. Why? Because I believe that is it Psalms 55 or Psalms 50? Thy words were smoother than butter.
Thy words are softer than oil.
If you could bring that real quick, because again, Esau is currently bringing the wrath of the earth and everybody in the earth upon himself, because what? He cannot be satisfied. If you even think about it, Habakkuk chapter 2, right? He whose desires as death and is as hell, and he cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all people and heapeth unto himself all nations. Again, we're saying that Isaiah 14 it made mention of what? Who did make the world as a wilderness, what? And did us shake kingdoms, right? Esau is not a man who can be dealt with in peace, right? He will say he is for peace, he will say he's in league with you, but what he ultimately ultimately wants to do is to oust you and put your kingdom down, and you need to be subject and subordinate unto him. Why? Because it says right. I can't remember which one of them, if it's the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers or who, but they made mention, they had a quote saying it's our God-given right to do the things that we are doing in the earth today. And Apostle Kaba would have brought that quote out and would have said, well, yes, they're right in it. It is actually their God-given right to do the things that they're doing in the earth today. Genesis 27 tells us that they were blessed to rule the earth, but at whose expense, and who is suffering because of it? All the other nations upon the face of the earth. Go ahead.
Psalm 55 and 20, he had put forth his hands against us such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant.
Right.
The words of
It's
his mouth.
covenant of peace, right? Because whether I pitch the idea to the nations is what you all gonna come together in league to oust the nation of Israel. Psalms 83, and all of them we know would have agreed to it. Lamentations 2 verse 15. This is the day we have waited for, we have seen. Right? So everybody know what the goal was, but after that, what was the plan? Who was gonna rule after? Because if you take the rulers out, that means somebody had to sit down on the throne and somebody had to wear the crown, and Esau always knew it was supposed to be him. Right? Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter,
Right.
but war was in his heart.
War was in his heart, right?
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
And who did they draw the swords against? Draw the swords against? Again, that's Psalms 55:20, the ones who were at peace with him. You was not reading it, right? So now we can go again.
Finish,
Yeah.
and prevail against thee, they that eat thy bread.
So they who profit off of your violence and wickedness in the earth today, right? Who sit at your table, banquet with you, and celebrate the destruction that you bring upon the earth with you, right?
Have laid a wound under thee, there is none understanding in him.
They have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding him. They have hurt you, and now you are left dumbfounded, because what ultimately these nations going to be glad to see you fall as well, whether they want to admit it or not, because what they know, you are a piece of shit. And we know Esau is going to oppress the whole earth before the return of Yahweh Shai. If you could give me Revelation 12 and verse 12.
Revelation 12 and 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Right.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
And that is every demographic of people, every single nation upon the face of the earth, including the Edomites themselves, right? So they're making enemies with everybody that dwell on the face of the earth. Seeing it, Africa fed up by these people, NATO and the EU fed up by these people, Russia fed up by these people, China and Japan fed up by these people. Everybody is going to get fed up of this man. Go ahead. And ultimately, again, it's all aimed at America. But what is America doing? Or what is America marketed as? It's basically the poster face for all the wicked shit that the elite want done in the earth. Right? Whatever the elites of the nation of Esau and Edom want done in the earth, they're going to forward it through that nation of people. Why? Because that is their chief city. That is where they do business out of. So what? That is why the hate is always directed towards them, because they are the ones who make the policies and forward the policies in the earth that they want done. Again, they are the ones who cause the earth to drink of the wine of the heart of her fornication. Whatever plans the elites devise, they push it through the earth through that nation of people. Go ahead.
For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath.
Great wrath, yeah.
Because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
So he is going to oppress everybody upon the face of the earth and force everybody into his agenda before the Son of Man returns. Why? Because you know when the Son of Man does return, it's the end of his kingdom. And what that is going to cause every nation of people upon the face of the earth, even the ones who were in league with him, to put their tails between the legs and shamefacedly admit that, you know what, this man was not the one fit to rule the earth. Why? Because they're going to acknowledge who the ones who were the rightful rulers. If you could read it, Proverbs 29 and verse 2, and we'll close with this.
Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
And that is all the people of the earth would rejoice, right?
But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
But the people mourn. And what they're going to acknowledge, that when this man is in rulership, we were mourning. And now that the righteous rule, now we are happy. Slaves, we subordinates unto them, we are vassals unto them, as they always were. But the world was not this hard, and it never will be again. So what? Ultimately, even the other nations would love to see this man fall, even if they're not admitting it now, but they will admit it in the kingdom to come. Anything to add? Right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and that you were edified. In closing, like to say, Kal Halalem La Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rucha Kodash. Like to give double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of greatness, so we surely do well. And as always, we like to say, Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
This was a couple of brothers here, gathered together from the house of Yahushai camp.
brother Isaiah.
I'm the brother Marshall. Till next time, we like to say, Shalom. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.